Parsing the Panoptic Fugue, the visuo-cognitive disambiguation of a figurative array drawn through a loop. The first item I will explain is the keystone that unites and supports an array of functional structures. This simple triangular prism is the primary form of the triple flat. Two tall rectangular holes stand gaping in its face. In the shadowy space behind each hole, a luminescent orb hovers eerily, creating the uncomfortable illusion that it is making eyes at us. Now let's look within these holes. The translucent outer skin of the luminescent disembodied orb ball encapsulates a smoky, pollutant-filled fluid, within which tethered sparks whiz around at fantastic speeds. These are barely held in check by springy, arched arms that absorb the surplus centrifugal energy and convey it inward towards the nucleus, which folds in thirds around a dark inner node. Let's take a closer look at these sparks. This is a detailed representation of one of the 6 mini-spark globules contained within the disembodied orb ball. This structure accelerates itself ever faster, generating energy that is converted to electromagnetic radiation. Clearly visible along the outside membrane of the sphere are the 4 primary vents, as well as the partially dilated backup vents. The lighter tone structure at the center is oriented so its main surfaces align with these vents. It is clearly the source of the luminescence, and careful observation reveals that it is also the source of the smoky pollutant. This topologically complex structure is called the valley-fold activated surface. The nested rings and loopholes maximize surface area while retaining smoothness for a clean energy flow. The outer layer forms a protective hood around the ring that is threaded through the inner space. The energies generated in the inner layer radiate out to the interior surface of the outside layer, which is speckled by beady nodules. These play a vital role in the orb ball's energy cycle. Let's zoom in on one of these nodules. It's called the Dynamo Crib Nanodome. The sturdy dome has openings in the front and behind. An illuminated ball is suspended from a thin fixture that juts out of one side of the dome. The whole structure is capped with a pointy chimney from which trails a hazy cloud of pollutant particles suspended in the surrounding humor. The little round Chinese lantern is powered by electric current and hung before a concave mirror to maximize its glow. Inside the Chinese lantern hangs a perpetuated flash plasma bulb. At first, it merely appears to be an unusually brilliant conventional bulb, but it is distinguished by the unique way it substitutes a magnetic suspension of excited plasma for a conventional filament. This is necessitated by the intense pressure waves that periodically pummel the valley-fold activated surface. Unfortunately, if we try to look within the nanodome, we are confronted with steel bars, through which issue a steady, warm breeze. Although we would like to see into the interior, it is as ink black as the outside is bright, and due to the inherent dangers of a high-voltage industrial environment, it would not be prudent to press further. This is a study of the motion of the humor surrounding the nanodome as seen from above. The whorled pattern of the humor at the bottom is a clear indication of the intake of fluid, whereas the unidirectional flame-like pattern at the top indicates effluent. The smoky plume of particulate matter billows from the center, riding different air currents. Now let's take a step backwards. As mentioned before, the orb ball is filled with fluid. The small valve on its surface is regulated by a barometer. When the internal pressure exceeds a certain level, the valve opens to discharge excess fluid into the surrounding environment. The cloud of hot vapor expands as it rises, and water condenses onto the suspended particulate matter. This discharge deserves a second look. Defying the laws of chaos apparent in the movement of fluids, the cloud manifests itself as an ordered structure for a flashing instant. This is called the queasy flowering tower. It's a strain to make an accurate description of its form from such a brief observation, but this schematic representation seems to come close. The cloud forms a balanced and stable tower founded on a row of 7 bulging cloud tongues and stacked in 5 layers to form a triple-crowned peak. A tripartite bit is enveloped within each tongue of cloud. The phenomenal order that is expressed in this formation originates from the influence of these bits. Parsing the Panoptic Fugue, the visuo-cognitive disambiguation of a figurative array drawn through a loop.